The prices of homes have fallen in Australia and sales have slowed considerably in the United States. Let's take a look. U.S. existing home sales fall sharply to 3-year low. At the very bottom of the page, existing home sales were down 8.5% from a year ago. We are witnessing this happening over and over and over again. As I said with Canada, the same situation applies, and the same situation applies in Australia too. We see pockets. Okay, you can look at one neighborhood, it's doing well, the other neighborhood not so good. In Sydney, I've heard many reports from individuals who have told me that it's not 12% of a decline that they've seen 20%. Look, if you take it in Toronto as an example, there were places that were down over 20%, but that's certain neighborhoods. It's not an average. So you got to watch out with averages, obviously, because it skews the statistics. You're looking at existing home sales and pending home sales, and this is a roller coaster. It's going down, down, and down. You could see that on this chart here. Existing home sales median price, percent change year over year. And we are seeing this every single month, slowing down, and yet mortgage rates had declined. Why didn't that spur some growth in real estate? It didn't do that. And that's what the market was very surprised about. There is a lot of concern today that people are so heavily indebted, the real economy, and then we see the optimism based on equities. Two completely disconnected factors, but most people don't understand that distinction. While prices have retreated 12% from a mid-2017 peak, Sydney's median house price is still more than $900,000 Australian dollars. And the city is the world's third least affordable housing market. Only 45% of people aged 25 to 34 own their own home, down 16% from the 80s. So think about this right now. We've got prices that are excessively high, but that's actually 12% down from their peak. This can go far lower if things continue. If there's nothing to push it up, then why in the world wouldn't it continue to slide? We are seeing massively indebted individuals, people just coming into the workforce, or maybe they are currently in school or just leaving school. Are they really going to be able to afford that $900,000 property? Probably not. So what do? Well, you're seeing the same type of things happening everywhere. They can rent, they can share with another roommate, they can live in dormitory style locations, they can live with their parents, but the majority of individuals are not able to buy homes as they were before. And why? It's not as if wages have not increased. In real terms, they haven't increased, but we've seen wages go up slowly. It's that assets like real estate have increased way faster than what people get paid. So of course, this is eventually going to be met with a crisis. There's no other way around it. You can't have foreign buyers ensuring that every single piece of property gets built. That's not how it works. There are foreign buyers, that's really the case. It depends on the area, and they're always trying to curb that a little bit, or in certain cases, they're actually trying to increase it. However, what I see personally is that the percentage really varies, and it depends on the pocket. Of course, there are always certain areas. However, the percentage is never large. Despite what people think, it really isn't. Apparently, the government wants to subsidize rents, which of course I think is a terrible idea, and build 250,000 new homes. I don't know why they're doing this. This doesn't make any sense. They're going to scale back negative gearing that allows investors to claim the costs of owning a rental property as a tax deduction against other income. The people of Australia know there's a problem, and it's only going to get worse. This is very quickly, just wanted to throw it in here because it was connected to that article, just showing you what the Australian government spending is up to right now, increasingly focused on the older generation. This is good, obviously, for the older generation, but for other individuals right now in Australia, they are really suffering under debt and under lack of prospects for the future. Home ownership rates for 25 to 34-year-olds have fallen since the 1980s. All right, now you can see this on the chart. US, Australia, and England, all of them have done worse since the financial crisis. Doesn't surprise me, and I know it doesn't surprise you either. Very quickly, another jump in borrowing by governments will take the global mountain of sovereign debt to $50 trillion this year. It is so ridiculous at this point, and apparently Warren Buffett doesn't even worry about it anymore, so I guess we shouldn't either. And last but not least, SocGen weighs thousands of job cuts at investment bank. If this starts to persist and become pervasive throughout the different major cities around the world, we've seen this. Because of real estate, the companies start to cut. They don't need it anymore. Then because of robo-advisors, they start to cut as well. And suddenly, the banking jobs do not look like what they did before. They're occupied by programmers and robots and artificial intelligence. And of course, that's not good for what you have that connects in with this. All of the different jobs, all of the restaurants that would be there, the businesses surrounding that. We've got a problem on our hands, and it really shows us what's happening in the actual economy when you start to pull apart the pieces. That's all for this video. If you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up. When you give me a thumbs up, you're supporting this channel, so I do appreciate that very much. And last but not least, if you want the financial education you were not taught in school, these two books have everything you need. I got a lot of information about real estate in these two books. Check them out at the link in the description if you want the audiobook that's available at themoneygps.com. And if you want to find out more information about using your home as an ATM, I did a video a little while back showing you some data. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Click on this video and I'll see you there.